rights. If I was a criminal, if I did something wrong whatsoever, fine, send me back then.
Now, your girlfriend's name Kira May. Thank you, bye-bye. It's a man. Yeah, that was a man. He's coming here for 4 months to visit his girlfriend, who's a British national. By his own admission, he's got very limited funds, £900, 4 months. He doesn't have a credit card to back it up. Mr. Sacconi? Hello. My name's Bridget. I'm going to be dealing with your case today. £900, 4 months. OK, even if you're staying at a friend's house, we all live in the UK, we know how expensive it can be. Anything could happen. He could need emergency treatment, who knows? You know, that £900 isn't going to go very far. Go for it. Is anyone meeting you today, sir?
Yes, my girlfriend should be here.
Can you just look here for me? Now, your girlfriend's name Kira May. Is that Kira May is her first name or May is her surname? Like her family name? OK. All right, let's go through to the interview room. Some of the questions may be quite probing. I don't want to upset you at all, but I have to get a really clear answer. So, how do you know your girlfriend? When was this?
I originally met her about a year ago.
And we're talking online, we're not talking face-to-face at that point, OK. Have you ever met your girlfriend in person? No.
First time today, hopefully.
Officer Hall is concerned that if things go well for the Canadian and his girlfriend, he may be tempted to stay on in the UK. Perhaps a call to his girlfriend will set things straight.
Hello, can I speak to Kira May, please? You are expecting him today, are you? OK. Can I just ask, how do you know him? How long ago? So you'd say that you've known Glenn for a total of 4 or 5 weeks, yeah? No longer than that? Because he actually told me he'd met you a year ago. Well, obviously, we're not sure whether we're going to allow him into the UK at this moment in time. I'm going to have to go back to him and just, you know, obviously put that discrepancy to him. Is there, are you going to be contactable on this number again? Because I think he may want to speak to you. OK. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye. It's a man. It's a man. Yeah, that was a man. I said, can I speak to Kira? Yeah, that's me. Now, unless she's got a really sore throat, that's a man.
As Officer Hall now knows the passenger's internet girlfriend is male and the two have never met, she must tread carefully if the news is not to come as a shock.
Have you spoken to your sponsor on the phone at all?
It's always been online.
This is going to sound like a mad question. Bear with me, OK? What sex is your sponsor?
Yeah.
OK. Well, you said girlfriend.
She's a girlfriend.
Oh, God, so you could have saved me lots of time,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem with people having boyfriends at all.
No, it's...
So I was concerned then. I thought you didn't know.
No.
OK.
Complicated.
Now, we have a little problem.
Okay.
Your sponsor told me you had only met 4 or 5 weeks ago.
As a relationship, yeah.
Well, online. He said online that they met, yeah. So you're saying as a relationship, yes, but...
I swear I've known him longer than that through the game.
Officer Hall is still concerned about the man's limited funds, but the passenger claims he'll get help from his girlfriend's mother.
I have to be sure, again, that he's going to leave when he says he will, and without speaking to the sponsor's mum and knowing that she's happy for him to be here, she's happy to support them financially. You know, it's all second-hand information. Oh, hello. Hi. How do you know Glenn, please? The amount of money he has available to him, which is rather limited given the time he wants to stay. I'm just wondering, I mean, if it came to it, would you be in a position where you would be able to support him financially? Right. Can I just...
The mother's willingness to help the passenger financially could be enough to convince Officer Hall to grant entry, but first she must run it by her boss.
Okay, bye. I need to speak to you, Matt. That was the mum.
Sponsor's mum.
Swansor's mum. She's known about this all along. She's more than happy to support him whilst he's here. I want to land him.
You do?
I do. Initially, no. You know what? I thought it was a refusal, but I've spoken to everybody involved now. I cannot, in good faith, refuse this man when I think that I tend to agree with him and I think he will go home.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Landing then.
Brilliant, thank you. So now I have the happy task of letting my passenger out on his holiday. I'm going to allow you in for your holiday. The only proviso is I have landed you, so I've put a stamp in your passport until the date of your return ticket.
Perfect.
So you have to leave on or before this date.
Where do you live in the UK, sir?
This man came into Heathrow on a suspected false passport, but the immigration officers had a hunch that he was a drug trafficker.
What we've got here again is, you can see here, I think that's a little cluster actually because of the viewpoint.
Yep.
Over here, here, very, very tight.
Yeah, there's one there, look, as well.
Yep, this area here is excess gas which is being produced by holding this stuff.
An X-ray taken at the airport reveals the man had suspicious packages in his stomach.
The doctor is 99% sure that the objects in the passenger's lower intestine are foreign objects. So the officers from Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs are going to go and speak to him now. Mr. Martin, would you come out, please?
Now, the doctor feels that there are foreign objects in your body system. We have no alternative, I'm afraid, and I'm arresting you on suspicion of being involved in the importation of a controlled drug. I must caution you that you do not have to say anything, but if you fail to mention when questioned something that you later rely on in court.
Because this is not a unique occurrence here at Heathrow, Customs have installed a special drugs toilet that will collect the evidence.
Once we've identified smugglers with packages of drugs concealed internally, we escort them to facilities like this. They sit on the toilet area up there. They pass the packages through. Then we'll switch the water on and we will generally clean the packages like that. We put the packages in the jar and then these are secured away as evidence.
If he's found to be smuggling drugs, then it's a whole new ballgame. He'll enter a kind of a different area of prosecution, and that will take the lead, particularly if he's swallowed them, because there's a health risk there. So he'll be observed by Customs until he passes them.
During the course of the day, after 2 sittings, 96 packets of cocaine were recovered.
I would imagine there was a sense of relief, though, because he knew he'd been found out. He knew there was no escape, and he probably just thought, I want to get rid of what's in there, because who knows what could have happened to him if one of them had burst or something.
If just one of the packets had burst, it would have been enough to kill him. The man pleaded guilty to drug smuggling and travelling on a false passport. He was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, after which he will be deported back to Jamaica.
So when you came in January, how long did you stay?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You stayed longer than 2 weeks, sir. You were here 2 months. How come you're spending so much time here? You spend more time here than you do in Pakistan. Why?
No, I'm working in the business only purpose.
All right, sir, I need you to take this piece of paper, please. I need to make some inquiries, OK? You need to take a seat over there.
Officer Lee suspects the passenger has been using visit visas to stay longer in Britain than he claims. Now she wants to dig a little deeper.
He says he's a business owner in Pakistan running a fruit and vegetable business, export business. But I don't see how he can be doing that when he's spending most of the time in the UK. So I'm just going to work out how much time he's actually been spending here since he got his first visa. 6 weeks he was home. I conclude from my investigations that this gentleman's living here. He's out of 30 months, he's spent 26.5 months here. Of course, we don't know what he's actually doing while he's here, which is what we're going to attempt to find out. OK, sir. You come with me, please? Yeah. How many bags do you have with you? Just this one and one other?
Immigration officers have the powers to search luggage for evidence.
You said you didn't have any documents. What's this? Okay, this is a notice from Company's House saying your accounts are due for your company. You're supposed to be a visitor in the UK. Why are you running a company here? Why have you got this?
No, company, my company.
It's your company? Yeah, it is, because it's registered here. Why would they have a detail of your company?
No.
Okay. All right, so bags on the trolley, please. We're going to go back upstairs.
Upstairs is where the formal interview rooms are.
Please.
Officer Lee is now going on record, and her visitor has asked for the help of an interpreter.
When you are here, are you spending all your time marketing your business?
ज़्यादा टाइम आपका टाइम यहाँ गुजार मार्केटिंग में गुजारा है. Yes.
Because I'm not satisfied that you're just visiting the UK.
ये कहते हैं ये satisfied नहीं कि आप visit के लिए आ रहे हैं.
You haven't given me sufficient information, and I don't understand some of your answers.
आपने sufficient information मतलब आपने इसको मुतमिन नहीं किया जो मुझे सवाल पूछे उसके जवाब नहीं.
You're not giving me explanations as to why you need to
इसको समझाने की आपकी क्या वजह है यहाँ आने की.
The basis of what he's saying is that he's been here pretty much solidly since October 2005 to market his fruit and veg business that he runs in Pakistan. He's not had any orders from anyone in the UK for that whole time, and yet when asked why he's sending money back to Pakistan, he says it's for packaging and boxes, even though he's not actually sold anything to package or box. He must be doing something to earn money. I'm not satisfied about what you've been doing for 26 months because you can't explain. So how can I be satisfied of what you're going to do this time? There's a high likelihood that he's been told to stick to a simple story. We see it quite often. It's an unbelievable story, and yet if you stick to it, what can we do? And it's very probable that he's heard through the grapevine. Don't tell him anything, just keep quiet, don't try and include too many people in it, and if they can't prove anything, then you might be all right.
Officer Lee has heard and seen enough. For the final decision, she will consult her boss, the Chief Immigration Officer.
His sole purpose in coming to the UK is to market his business in the UK, not as a visitor.
Well, if that's what he's actually doing.
If that's what he's doing, but
if that's what he's doing,
we haven't got evidence otherwise.
unsuccessful,
We don't have
yeah.
any pay slips or anything like that, or any NI numbers or anything like that to say he's working.
I think he clearly falls to be refused. I think we'll cancel it on the basis of
Okay, do a change of circumstances then, yeah.
Which will give him a right of appeal before removal if he chooses to exercise it, and that's fine.
Okay, the passenger is being refused entry, and he will go back to Pakistan. The earliest flight is tomorrow morning. So he's going to remain in our holding room overnight because unfortunately it's too late now to get him a bed for the night and get him back here in time for the flight, which is at 5 to 8 in the morning. OK, sir, this is the reason why you've been refused entry. Do you want me to read it to you, or would you like it translated? We had lots of evidence to work with, and whilst we didn't get a confession as to exactly what he was doing, we were able to establish that he's not just a visitor, and so essentially he's using the UK as a base for whatever he's doing. And there's enough reason there to cancel his visa because he stated when he applied for it he would come for a 3-week holiday, and he's spent 26 out of the last 30 months here.
The passenger was detained overnight and placed on a flight back to Pakistan the following day.
Am I going to recognise anyone, am I?
No, I can recognise anyone.
No, OK.
This is not what he expected to find.
So how many you got altogether?
I think I've got about maybe 12 or 13.
So these are what, for the students and stuff, is it?
Yeah, they work on, we do it on television.
Oh,
everybody
okay.
gets a puppet. And
Okay.
learn how to do it.
So it's all pulls, no strings, eh? Okay, sir. Right, we'll pop them back in there now. We've seen them. It's not every day you have a bag search and you find 15 puppets in there. So clearly, it's more than just a holiday. Just want to take a seat. If I may ask you just to sit in the far corner. So why have you come to the UK?
Half vacation and half to teach my classes.
Okay. How much did they pay? You?
They're paying me between 200 and 350 pounds a piece.
Is that per workshop?
Per workshop.
Okay. The main premise of the work permit is that you are given a permit to come over and to work in the UK. That's the problem that we have at the moment. Okay. It's just a bit disappointing that not one of the colleges, while he's arranged to come over and teach, I've said to them, well, you actually need some sort of visa. Considering they'll get international students there all the time who have to have visas to study, I would have liked to have thought one of them would at least realise that he needed a work permit to come and teach. Apparently, yeah, he's got 4 Emmy Awards for work he's done on Sesame Street and the Muppets as well, so, you know. It'll be a bit disappointing when I have to tell him he's refused, you know, but we'll see. Anyway, we're going to refer it to the CIO, obviously, get his feedback on that, and we'll take it from there.
Officer Hassler knows the Chief Immigration Officer cannot let the puppeteer enter the UK without a work permit. But he may offer a compromise when it comes to the passenger's detention.
I don't think he's a case for the holding room, is he, really?
Not at all, no. I mean,
for temporary admission.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was going to recommend, that we give him, you know, I don't know how long you wish to give him, 1 or 2 days. The first...
I think we give him till late tomorrow.
Well, there's a flight at 15:30.
Temporary admission will allow the passenger to come into the country only until his flight home the next day.
You took it quite calm, actually. I mean, I thought there would be a little bit more emotion there. If we were to let him in, then what's to stop us letting everyone in? You know, we've got to be fair to everyone. Yeah, in this instance, you do feel genuinely sorry for him. It's going to impact on him greatly, but you know, we've just got to do it.
Hello, I'm a monster, and I'm going back to the United States today, and I am very upset about that. Yes. I was going to teach the teachers how to use me for ESL, which means English as a second language, and also for therapy and all sorts of things like that. But of course, I'm not going to be doing that. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, it's so sad. All the kids that won't be able to laugh. Oh.
Officers have stopped a passenger from Johannesburg who's flown in on a tourist visa, but he doesn't have much money, so they suspect he may be here to work.
South African gentleman. Mm-hmm. He's a very solidly built South African gentleman.
Okay.
Put occupation, I think, as bodyguard.
Right.
On his landing card, and he has apparently spent the recent months in South Africa doing a bodyguard training course. He may be looking for that kind of work in the UK.
Okay.
However, so far, he's told us he's coming to visit a cousin.
Okay.
So that's all we've got so far.
Righto.
Immigration officer Lisa Lee investigates.
Is it Pavier? Pavier? How do you say your name, sir? Pavier. Would you just like to follow me? I'm going to be dealing with you initially today, and then a colleague of mine will be taking over the case.
How long is this going to be?
As long as it takes, sir. Unfortunately, these things have a habit of taking quite a long time. There's lots of paperwork to do.
Something as stupid and simple as this.
This is immigration.
Yeah.
Nothing is stupid with immigration.
No.
If you'd just like to follow me, we need to take your photograph, okay, because that's standard procedure when we stop anyone, and then we need to place you in the care of our holding facility so that we can come back and talk to you in a more comfortable environment. Just follow me now.
You realise what my point of view of this is.
If you have nothing to worry about, then everything will be fine, but we need to establish that before we can do anything else, okay? And the only way we can really do that is by sitting down and having a proper chat with you. All right then, so if you'd just like to follow me.
The passenger says he's here to stay with his cousin and help decorate the house.
It always arouses suspicion if somebody says they don't have a job and yet they're here on holiday. You kind of think, well, he's not from a wealthy background, he doesn't appear to have lots of savings. In fact, he says he has no savings. He's had to save to pay for his course. You know, it's just, is it credible that somebody with little money would come on a 5-week holiday? And that's what we need to establish. Thanks a lot.
While the bodyguard is detained, Officer Lee checks his story.
Is that all right? OK. Can you tell me why your cousin's coming to the UK today? The sponsor, the cousin, has just corroborated pretty much what the passengers said. They've got lots of decorating to do in their house. They've been trying to do their house up for 10 months. And he's just coming to help them decorate. Which is odd, but hey, everyone has their way they want to spend their holidays. I understand you wanted to speak to me.
The holding room at Heathrow is hardly the best place to start a holiday. It's starting to annoy the bodyguard.
I can't tell you.
This is seriously for me.
Okay, let me just explain.
This is unnecessary. If I was a criminal, if I did something wrong whatsoever, fine, do it, but not like this.
We're not suggesting for one moment you're a criminal, okay? You are seeking entry to the UK.
Send me back
Our
then.
job as immigration officers is to establish
Okay,
whether you
fine.
qualify
Listen,
for entry.
Don't, don't insult my intelligence here. Send me back then.
We have to go through due process.
I'm
we have
this close
particular.
taking my cigarettes and just out here to have a stupid cigarette.
Okay, well,
And it's not even the cigarette's problem. It's
right. Well, I can't help you with the cigarette thing because you can't smoke in the airport. So I suggest you just.
Basically, nobody's going to stop me taking a cigarette out of the bag now.
You will be restrained.
It won't be able to. Trust me.
Okay, if you're making
I'm
threats,
serious,
sir, we will
no,
call
I'm
the police.
serious.
Okay, well, the police will be called and you'll be arrested.
Well, at least I'll have a cigarette there.
You won't be able to because you can't smoke in police stations either.
So get somebody here right now.
Someone
so
is
we can
coming
do
to
it.
speak to you
It's
as
more
quickly
than
as
5
possible.
hours now. I'm
Okay.
waiting. Do you
What time
see
did
that as acceptable?
Okay. The only thing you
It
can
shouldn't
do,
take
let me
5
just. The
hours.
only thing you can do is wait patiently.
It shouldn't take
because you
5
and me talking like
hours.
this is just delaying it.
Officer Richard Smith picks up the case.
You've not been here before, have you? You've
No.
not been out of South Africa before?
No.
You're coming with very little funds.
Is that why, because of those things?
Well, these are the things that
They look
make
out
us
for.
think that you're not a genuine visitor.
Okay. In my frame of mind, I'm just trying to explain. They should trust me because the innocence of the first time trial, and I'm not here to make or do anything wrong or try to get work. Everything's right there. I understand now what you're saying.
Right.
That's what they're looking out for.
Okay. Have you understood?
It's just because I'm poor. I can't help it. I don't have money now.
With the interview over, the man won't have to wait much longer for a decision.
If your opinion is that we should give him the benefit of the doubt,
I
there are
think-
aspects to his circumstances that aren't entirely satisfactory, but on the other hand, there are aspects to his case that are perfectly satisfactory.
I get the
Right.
impression that he, at this moment in time, is not intending to stay and work. We've got your fingerprints on record. We've noted that you intend to go back on whatever it was in May, 18th of May, 17th of May. Okay, you've got a return ticket. Right,
Anyway.
okay. So, I'm happy that you're not intending to stay at this point. Don't change your mind within the next few weeks because you are now on record, okay?
Obviously, that was my point from the start.
Immigration has given him what they call entry with special conditions. If he stays beyond his return flight date, they'll be the first to know.